Students, counselors, families, good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us for this virtual college fair. A few housekeeping items before we jump into these presentations. We are utilizing the 6x6 format today, so each of these institutions today will be presenting on their institution for 6 minutes before they hand it off to the next college. The 6 institutions we have in this space today are Shenandoah University, DeSales University, Westchester University, Wilkes University, California University of Pennsylvania, and St. Vincent College. A few housekeeping items before we go off to Shenandoah University. First and foremost, your camera and your microphone are turned off. The panelists cannot see or hear you. If you have any questions, you should use the Q&A button, and that is the way to submit your questions to our panelists. If you have general questions, all 6 of our colleges will be responding. If you have more specific colleges, make sure to mention that in your question. So if you want to know, hey, colleges, how many of you have Division III basketball? And all 6 of the colleges can respond. If you really want to know about one specific institution, make sure to indicate that in your question. After today's 45-minute presentation, all of these institutions will have their own breakout room. I will be dropping that breakout room chat in the chat at the very end of the session. So we're going to leave this space and go into the breakout room space if you'd like to meet one-on-one with the representatives as well. Finally, we are recording this session and all of the sessions, and you can find those recordings tomorrow at the same website you went to visit to register for today. That's drivescan.com/Chester County. And with that, I'm going to encourage Shenandoah, go ahead and grab screen share from me and prepare for your presentation. And as Shenandoah University is doing that, a reminder, you do not need to wait for your institution that's presenting to ask questions. We've got all the institutions here to answer questions at any point during the presentation. So feel free to looks like Amber, no, all right, Amber, go ahead and take it away then.
All right, can y'all see me and hear me okay?
We can, thank you.
Okay, great. I will go ahead and get started then, because I know we are slightly time limited. My name is Amber Burbrink. I am a first-year admissions counselor at Shenandoah University, located in Winchester, Virginia. That's the northernmost part of the Shenandoah Valley. Like he said before, go ahead and pop any questions you have into the Q&A, and I will be sure to get those answered, as quickly as possible following the presentation. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and jump in. Who is Shenandoah? Well, Shenandoah is a small private institution focused on blending the professional career experience with your liberal arts education. SU places a strong emphasis on educating global citizens, which means there's a lot of opportunities for study abroad and community involvement, both in Winchester and around the nation. Our student to faculty ratios approximately 11:1, and class sizes rarely go over 25. So you don't have to worry about feeling like you're just another body in a classroom. Your faculty will know you by name, and you'll know the students sitting next to you. So it's a very close-knit community and feel on campus. I do want to briefly mention our academics at Shenandoah. Like I said, we're a small school, so we do have 80+ majors and 30+ minors spread amongst 8 colleges and divisions. We are most commonly known for our conservatory, which includes music, theater, and dance, but also we have a direct admit nursing program, an internationally accredited school of business, pre-health studies into graduate health professions, and so much more. Additionally, we do have an undecided major, and this is a really great opportunity for students who aren't quite sure what it is they'd like to study, or maybe they're torn between 2 different things and they'd like to kind of test those waters. It's a really great way to see what's best suited to their professional and career goals. In addition, our newest opportunity includes virtual reality design, which is within our College of Arts and Sciences in the Division of Applied Technology. We are among the first in the nation to offer virtual reality design as a major, which I think is pretty cool and just something I like to put out there. Also new to Shenandoah in 2022 will be our marching band and color guard. We are very excited about this. So if you are a band student or a guard student, you'll want to keep your eye out for some additional information that comes in the future. And there will be a small number of scholarships awarded to a select number of students who participate in the band and guard. Additionally, if you are an athlete, we are a D3 school through ODAC, or the Old Dominion Athletic Conference. This is a student athlete model, meaning that student is the most important part of this phrase. Parents, that does mean that academics will be at the forefront of your students' time. However, students, don't let that deter you, because you will still have that sense of challenge and community while participating in athletics at Shenandoah, any D3 school really. We do have 11 men's and 11 women's varsity teams, and all games are free for our students to attend. Also, about a quarter of our students are athletes. Additionally, if you're interested in participating in any of their performing arts programs on campus, but you don't want to be a conservatory major, or that's just not something that you're wanting to major in, as with athletics, all of our performing arts programs are free for students to attend and participate in. So like I said, you do not have to be a conservatory major in order to participate in theatrical productions, dance performances, music, vocal, instrumental performances, anything like that. I want to mention also that we do operate on rolling admissions. So this means that our application opens up in August and remains open through the following August. We do not require SAT or ACT scores. So please save yourself the $45. Don't send them. Also, we are not on the Common App. So you will have to go to our website in order to apply. It's a bright red apply button in the top right-hand corner. That's su.edu. And it takes approximately 10 minutes to complete. We do require your official high school transcript, which can be sent either by mail or by email directly from your high school counselor, or you can request it through your third-party transcript application, such as Naviance or Parchment, whichever your school uses. And additionally, every student does receive a merit scholarship. This scholarship award is based on your GPA, and it is guaranteed for all 4 years. The merit award will be included with your decision letter, and the remainder of your financial aid package will go out starting in January. So no matter what school you apply to or plan to attend, I also urge you to consider filing your FAFSA, as it is the only way to qualify for additional grants, such as the federal Pell Grants or other financial federal support. Additionally, you'll want to consider if you are a Virginia resident applying for your VTAG or Virginia Tuition Assistance Grant. This is something that is available for Virginia residents only and can be applied to any private Virginia institution, and just something for you to take into consideration financially. And then last but not least, we are open and fully in person. So if you would like to schedule a weekday campus visit, you can set that up through our website. And we also have several virtual information sessions, specific academics, honors program, early assurance, things like that, as well as Saturday open house opportunities that are available also on our website. So I know that was a lot of information very quickly, and I do need to prepare to pass the baton on to the next presenter. So please do, if you have any questions, put them in the Q&A box and I will get to them as soon as possible. I appreciate all of you guys being here today, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. Thanks.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Amber, for sharing that information on Shenandoah University. Next up, we have DeSales University. So Jordan, go ahead and grab screen share and prepare for the presentation. And a reminder, send in your questions to our admission representatives. They're here through the duration of the session. And Jordan, go ahead and take it away.
Okay. Hi, everybody. So my name is Jordan Loeb. I am the Assistant Director of Admissions at DeSales University. I'm also an alum of the university. So as you can see here, this is our beautiful campus. About DeSales is a small private Catholic university. We have about 1,800 full-time undergraduate students. That comes out to about 20 students per class. About 13-to-1 student to faculty ratio. And each student does have their own faculty advisor. So as a DeSales student, you will have a professor within your major that is going to be your advisor. They will sit down with you at least once a semester, typically more than that, just to make sure you're doing well in your classes. But they're also in charge of helping you pick your next semester's courses, because while we love our students, we want them gone in 4 years. So they're there to make sure you aren't missing any class come senior year. And they're a nice connection to have, because 87% do have the highest attainable degree in their field. And every one of our faculty members had to work in the field before they could teach for us. If you are struggling academically, we have a great academic success center where you can go for both professional and peer tutoring. They have a writing workshop down there. And they do have other seminars about time management, study habits, different things like that to make sure you are successful in the classroom. If you want to learn more about the academics we offer, if you go to desales.edu/academics, you can see recordings we've done from previous open houses where faculty are actually talking about the programs themselves, what they expect of their students, outcomes their students have had, and really what the students do in the program. So it is worth taking a look. But the big programs we offer are medical programs. We have a direct entry nursing program, an accelerated PA program, accelerated doctorate of physical therapy program, and an accelerated speech pathology program. Business is very popular with us, as well as performing arts. We do have theater, dance, and TV film, but being liberal arts, as long as you don't want to major in engineering, we have a degree for you. As far as campus life goes, we do offer a number of clubs and activities. We have over 50 of them that are school sponsored, and we have a campus activities board. So it's a group of students that is in charge of making sure campus always has something going on the weekends, during the week, promoting the sporting events, things like that. Our Center for Faith and Justice, that is really our campus ministry and our community service office. So if you are interested in community service, that is our biggest student life program we offer. 100% of our students will do some type of community service over their 4 years, but the university doesn't require it. So our students are really active in the community, wanting to give back and really make an impact both on our campus and in the surrounding area. And if you're interested in playing a sport, but not necessarily at the varsity level, we do have club and intramural sports, depending what you would like to get involved in. As far as living on campus, housing is guaranteed for all 4 years. So as long as you are a DeSales student, you can always stay on campus. And our traditional residence halls are suite style. So it's 2 rooms sharing a bathroom. There's heating and AC right in the freshman dorms. There's a vanity area. We have a cleaning service. We have a full-time police force, and freshmen can bring a car. So as far as freshman living amenities, you have everything you could possibly want. After freshman year, we have more traditional residence halls that are a little bigger, a little bit more updated, but still 4 students to 1 bathroom. We have apartments on campus. We have townhouses on campus, so plenty of opportunities to diversify where you're at. And if you thought about studying abroad, DeSales is a really unique place to go and have that opportunity. We do have study abroad locations all over Europe. We're in Australia, New Zealand, and Japan. But if there's somewhere you want to go, if you work with our Director of Global Learning, he will make sure he gets you there as long as it's safe for you to go. Our main location, though, is to Rome, Italy. If you do study abroad there, you do have the opportunity to intern with the Vatican. We're only one of 2 U.S. schools with that capability. And to study abroad anywhere, the only additional cost to you is the plane ticket. So when I studied abroad, it was actually cheaper for me to live in Rome than it was to stay in Center Valley. And not that I don't love Pennsylvania, but it was a pretty easy choice. We do have other options as well. If you don't want to go for a full 3 months, we have hybrid courses where you travel internationally after the semester is done. We have spring break trips, summer trips, month-long trips, and all of our varsity sports programs do travel at some point over their 4 years and compete internationally. And these are all of our varsity sports programs. As you can see, we do not have football. So our big sports are basketball and soccer. Basketball especially is really popular. Both the men's and women's team have made the NCAA tournament the last few years in a row. Boys always get knocked out the first round, but the girls typically make it to at least the Sweet 16. So it's always exciting because we're now hosting those games. As far as the application, we are rolling admission except for our accelerated programs. But for our application, you can fill out on the Common App or our website. We do need your official transcript. If you are submitting test scores, they have to come from College Board or your guidance office, but we are completely test optional for next year. And then we also need 2 letters of recommendation that can come from anybody. For our accelerated programs, you do have a deadline to apply. The deadline is December 15th, and you would have to interview for those programs as well. And the interview has to be done by January 15th. But here you can see a breakdown of all the academic minimums you have to have for the programs. If you don't meet the academic qualifications for the accelerated program, we have a traditional route you can do with a little lower of an academic threshold to get you in, but still a really good jumping off point to make sure you're good to go for that program. As far as scholarships, mainly our big one is merit-based. So once you submit your application, you're automatically considered for a merit-based scholarship. You will get one from $17,000 up to $24,000 so long as you're accepted, based only off your GPA or your test scores. We do offer need-based grants as well. So once you submit that FAFSA application, we can take a look, award any additional scholarships that you may need. And we do have a full tuition character and leadership scholarship. So that's a 500-word essay you can write on one of 6 different character traits, submit it to Student Life. They only get the essay, so they only know what you tell them. They are going to pick 30 students to interview, and they give away 6 full tuition scholarships. That is due December 1st. So for you seniors, make sure you get that in because it really varies year to year how many students apply, but we always give away 6 scholarships. We do have 2 open houses coming up, one this Saturday and one on November 21st. So if you're able to come, please come to campus, kind of get a all-encompassing look. And if not, we are open, so you can visit Monday through Friday anytime you'd like. And this is my contact information, but I will throw it up in the chat as well in case you have any questions.
Great. Thank you so much, Jordan, for sharing that information on DeSales University. Next up, we have Westchester University. So Joe, go ahead and grab screen share from me and prepare, or I'm sorry, John, go ahead and grab screen share from me, John, to prepare for your presentation. As John prepares, a reminder that you can send in your questions via that Q&A button. We've got all 6 of the colleges here to answer those questions at any point. So go ahead and use that Q&A. And John, go ahead and get started.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you, Zach. So thank you all today for joining with me, and welcome to learning a little bit more about what Westchester University has to offer for you all. So a very local school for Chester County, but just to paint a little bit of a picture of what Westchester has to offer. So first and foremost, just wanted to introduce myself. My name's John Campione. I'm one of the assistant directors of admission at Westchester. I work with students primarily all over Chester County, as well as parts of New Jersey. Now, since you're so local to Westchester University, you already may have an idea of what the geographical features look like. But just to paint a better picture, we're about 30 miles west of Philly, and then about 2.5 hours from DC, as well as New York City. We also have a great location. The borough of Westchester, as you may be familiar with, is home to hundreds of small businesses, shops, restaurants, and bars. We're a 10-minute walk from campus, or excuse me, the borough is a 10-minute walk from campus, and it's been regarded as one of the best college towns in America year in and year out. It's a very, very fantastic location too for professional development and young professionals after graduation. And so at Westchester, we're a mid-sized school. Our undergraduate population hovers at about 14,600 students. However, students can still find a personalized educational experience, as the average class size is 25 to 35 students with a 19-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio. And all courses are taught by experts in their fields. No assistant faculty members or graduate assistants will be teaching courses. Our graduation rate is 76%, and this is higher than the 59% national average on a 6-year scale. Now at Westchester, we have almost 200 different academic opportunities, specifically about 100 majors to choose from, and then various concentrations, minors, and other programs in 6 different colleges, ranging from business and the sciences to education and the arts. Some of our most popular programs are nursing, any field in business, education, any program related to the arts or music, and then as well as exercise science. Westchester University has a variety of different resources available for students, but first and foremost, we have tutoring services, counseling, disability support, health and wellness services, as well as other opportunities for students to make sure that they feel safe and secure on campus at all times in really a variety of ways. Student life is booming on campus. There are hundreds of clubs and organizations to choose from, over 300 to be exact. And some of our most popular clubs and organizations fall under our 24D2 sports, our marching band, Greek life, as well as our student ambassador program and student government. We have over a dozen university sponsored houses and houses directly owned by the university for students to choose from. So these are a combination of traditional rooms, suite style, and apartment living. And then we have multiple different dining options on campus, food trucks, traditional dining halls, as well as our Sykes Student Center. How to apply to Westchester? Very straightforward. We're on the Common Application and there's a $45 fee. All we require is your official high school transcript. SAT or ACT scores are optional, and I only recommend that you submit them if you're at or above our average of about 1,100 on a 1,600 scale. And so we are a rolling admission school, so if you haven't applied yet, now's a great time to apply, and there's no strict deadline to be aware of except our commitment deadline of May 1st. So Westchester is an extremely easy and efficient school to apply to. If you've already used the Common App, then you're already halfway done the process. And so that's just a little bit of what I have to offer for Westchester. Hopefully I can work with you all in the future. And if you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the chat.
Excellent. Thank you so much, John, for sharing that information. Next up, we've got Wilkes University. So Wilkes, go ahead and grab screen share from John and prepare for your presentation. And as they are preparing, just a reminder, send in your questions via that Q&A. But you'll also have the opportunity at the end of this session to hop in and chat with all of our representatives in the breakout rooms, which I'll put in the chat very soon. So Wilkes, go ahead and start your presentation. Looks like you're still on mute here.
Hi,
there we
everyone.
go.
So sorry about that. Okay. Can you see my screen yet?
I can see the preview still. So you want to go to the,
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. There we go. So welcome to Wilkes University. My name is Marquita White. I am the counselor for the area. Here is my contact information. So if anyone wants to take a screenshot of that or a quick snap, you can. I could also include it at the end if we have a little more time. So we are a small private university located in the northeastern section of Pennsylvania. Wilkes-Barre is the city, so we are a small urban style campus. We have about 2,500 undergraduate students. 31 states and 15 countries are represented at our small school, so we're pretty proud of that. An average class size is 21. That number drops down when you get into your more major specific courses. And then of course you can see the 12-to-1 student to faculty ratio. If you're interested in any majors, I don't have a list of them just due to the presentation being shortened today, but we have over 46 that you can choose from, as well as pre-professional programs. So these are some of our top majors: nursing, pharmacy, health sciences, of course, engineering, criminology, pre-law, education, business, and I'm seeing an uptick in psychology a lot. Of course, we're not limited just to those majors. Just a nice aerial overview of our campus. So you can kind of see the city feel and the vibe that I was mentioning earlier. So if you were interested in doing anything on campus outside of academics, fun stuff, we do have 23 Division III sports and with newly renovated facilities that we're pretty proud of. There's over 80 clubs and organizations, and they're steadily growing. Some of the categories for those clubs and organizations are academics, sports, fitness, clubs, faith and culture, diversity, you name it, we have it. And if we don't, and it's something that's kind of in your head that you've been marbling around that you want to start, we're not opposed to that either. So we offer a range of programs and services, activities as a diverse campus. You'll get to see we have peer, faculty, and staff mentorship. That's what we're pretty proud of. So each student gets a mentor coming into orientation that will be with them throughout that year. It's kind of like their first friend or first buddy that you can ask me questions. Marquita, what's the best place to eat pizza at 3 a.m.? I can't really tell you because I go to sleep at night. But if you're on campus and you have that first buddy or friend that are kind of going through the same thing as you, they can tell you exactly where to get that slice of pizza in the middle of the night. So we're pretty proud of that mentorship program. Here's some opportunities that you'll be able to take advantage of at Wilkes. So we do offer housing for all 4 years. You're guaranteed. The first 2 years, a student does need to live on campus. The 3 styles of housing that you can choose from are mansion, communal style, and suite style. Moving into your upperclassmen years, students are able to live in on-campus apartments, or again, the choice is yours to move off of campus. Off of campus usually consists of living right across the street. So just to jump into some of our admissions stuff, we are SAT optional, SAT and ACT optional. However, you can still submit those scores if you'd like. They can only help you, not harm you, in possibly getting a higher scholarship. We are free to apply. So there actually is no fee waiver because it's just free to apply. But if they ask you in Common App, you can use the fee waiver admissions. And then these are some of the programs that require additional application materials. So if you're interested in musical theater, theater arts, you want to be in the pharmacy guaranteed seat program, you will have to submit some additional things in with your application to receive a decision. We do encourage everyone to file a FAFSA. 90% of our students receive some form of financial aid, so it's definitely worth it to check it out. We also do allow students to appeal their financial aid, and the only way to appeal your financial aid is if you have filed a FAFSA. So be sure to include our school code, or you just start typing in Wilkes and it will automatically populate in your FAFSA application. As far as scholarships goes, merit-based scholarships, a first-year student can be awarded of up to $25,000 per year. If you want to know more specific details, because it's a very comprehensive scale that we have based on GPA, IB courses, AP courses, and honors courses, that scale slides pretty drastically from $13,000 on up to $25,000. So when you go into breakout rooms, if you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to discuss the scholarships in more detail. And again, here is our school code. So if you're interested in applying to Wilkes and applying for your FAFSA, be sure to use that school code. Here's the contact information also for our financial aid office, should you need to get in touch with them. Also like to mention our financial aid packages typically go out late December, early January. So you should be receiving some information back from us regarding that. And some of our career outcomes. You want to take a quick screenshot of that. And this is the way that you can follow us or get in touch with us. Again, let me know in the breakout rooms if you have any specific questions for us. Thank you so much for your time.
Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing that information. Next up, we do have California University of Pennsylvania. So go ahead and grab screen share from me, Maggie. And as Maggie prepares, a reminder, send in those questions via the Q&A and utilize that. You've got your admissions folks here. Maggie, everything looks good. Go ahead and take it away.
Awesome. So good afternoon, everybody. My name is Maggie Cave. I am one of the assistant directors of admissions at California University of Pennsylvania. I'm also a CalU graduate myself just this past May, so I was able to stay on and work for the university. CalU is located approximately 35 miles south of the city of Pittsburgh, so about a 4.5-hour drive or so from Chester County. We have just under 5,000 undergraduate students and just under 2,000 graduate students in over 120 different academic programs. We have an incredibly diverse campus and a very mid-sized university. I would say, I was going to say a large campus. I would consider us a mid-sized university. It only takes about 10 minutes to walk from one side of campus to the other, but a lot is jam-packed into that space, including 40 different buildings, which are our residence halls, our academic buildings, library, student center, and buildings of that sort, as well as our athletic facilities for our 18 NCAA Division II athletic teams. On top of our 120 different academic programs, we have a lot of support for students within those specific programs. So some of our most popular programs include business, criminal justice, sport management, psychology, and education. We are seeing a lot of students coming in for programs such as psychology, so they can go into our clinical mental health counseling graduate program, excuse me. So the support services for the students in those programs include our Student Success Center and our Vulcan Learning Commons, where all of our tutoring, writing center, and math lab services are for students, as well as our office for students with disabilities, students that need a little bit of help in some different areas. We also have a peer mentoring program on campus. It's a great opportunity to be paired up with an upperclassman in your specific field of interest. They can help you with everything from figuring out what classes to take, what clubs and organizations to get involved in, and kind of help you and guide you along the way, that first friend when you get to campus. We also have a 4-year graduation plan to help you ensure that you are off our campus and into the workforce in 4 years, or going into a graduate program if that's what you choose to do. A lot of different ways to be involved on campus. We have over 100 different clubs and organizations, everything from Greek life to club and intramural sports to campus ministry. We have service-oriented clubs and organizations, major specific clubs and organizations, leadership-related clubs and organizations. You name it, we probably have a club or organization related to it. And if we happen to not, you can always start your own club or organization on campus. We're seeing a lot of cool new organizations pop up since being back on campus this semester. Things like book clubs are coming back. We're seeing a lot of more students participating in our art organizations as well. So a lot of fun things happening on our campus on top of our varsity sports teams. Those always draw a large crowd as well. On-campus housing is a big thing, something we take very seriously on our campus. We're ranked #1 in the state of Pennsylvania for our residence halls and #8 in the country. The first 7 all have ocean views. Unfortunately, in Western Pennsylvania, we can't compete with that. All of our residence halls are suite style, so no more than 2 students share a bathroom anywhere on campus in any of our residence hall communities. They're all individually climate controlled, so you choose the temperature in your room. On-site laundry facilities, computer labs, and live-in professional staff members as well in our safe and secure residence halls. Tuition and scholarship information is up here on the screen. As Pennsylvania residents, you'd be looking at that first number on the side of the screen, that $21,000. That is for an entire academic year, including tuition, fees, room, and board. Room and board information you can see on the side. It's based on the 14 meals a week. That is our most popular meal plan, and the 2-person room option. That's our most common room style as well. So very low cost of attendance for our students. Right off the bat, we offer a Vulcan Merit Scholarship to all students that apply to the university that meet that criteria. No additional application is necessary. Just by applying to the university, you will automatically find out if you qualify for one of these scholarships and receive that scholarship right off the bat. And it is renewable for all 4 years as well. Are different scholarship and financial aid opportunities available to students. I'm not sure the exact percentage for this coming year of how many students receive financial aid, but it's well over 70% each year of the number of students that receive additional scholarship and aid on top of our Vulcan Merit Scholarship that we offer. Your next steps, if you're interested in applying to CalU and becoming a CalU Vulcan, you can go on our website and apply, or you can apply to the Common App, and all we need is an official copy of your high school transcripts. We've gone completely test optional. We don't need a letter of recommendation, and we don't need an essay unless you choose to submit those different materials. They're not required. You'll submit that application to us, and we're on rolling admissions. So give us about 7 to 10 business days, and you'll have that admissions decision right back to you. Our application opens in August and closes the following August once classes begin. So keeping that option open for you to decide if CalU is the place for you. On the screen right now is my contact information. I'll also throw in the chat for you. If you guys have any questions about anything at all, I am your specific admissions counselor. So feel free to reach out with any questions about specific programs, applying to the university, or just college in general. I'm happy to help.
Great. Thank you so much, Maggie, for sharing that information about California University of Pennsylvania. And finally, we've got Gary from St. Vincent College, who's here to share some information on their institution. Gary, go ahead and grab screen share. As they do that, a reminder, send in your questions via the Q&A so that our college admissions reps can help you out. And Gary, do you have slides to share?
I do have slides. I can't share my screen. I mean, I can share my screen. Okay.
Yes, go ahead and do it. Yep, go ahead and grab a screen share, please.
Here we go. Hello, everyone. I'm Gary Ball-Pringle from St. Vincent. I did graduate from St. Vincent in 2020, so I'm not in touch with everyone. So looking at the map that you see on your screen, if everyone can, we are about an hour away from Pittsburgh and about 4 hours away from Philadelphia, just to give you a little range of where we are in terms of Pennsylvania. I know this is a lot to look at. It is very overwhelming, but I'm going to break it down and we're going to go. So we do at St. Vincent have 50 plus mid-med, pre-law, business administration, computer science, criminology, as well as education and psychology. At St. Vincent, we have about 1,500 undergraduate students. We do have graduate programs, so we do have about 200 graduate students in addition to the 1,500. Our ratio is about 11-to-1. The biggest class size that you will encounter is about 22 students. When I was at St. Vincent, I had a class of 5 individuals, so it was 4 students and 1 teacher. It was a very personal and private classroom. At St. Vincent, we are Division III. We are in the NCAA division or conference. We have 13 varsity men's sports, as well as through athletics. We do have intramural sports and clubs. So if you feel like you want to play at the next level, but you don't want to play as competitive as a Division III, don't worry. We do have a lot of different sports, some different ones besides the big ones, football, basketball. We do have a kickball intramural sport. We do have frisbee, kickball, and spike ball, which are very interesting. I've never really played spike ball, though, so it's very easy to add us in the Common App. We do have our own application, so you can apply at any time. We will take your application. If you do apply before December 1st, we will waive your application fee, so you won't have to worry about an application fee from us. So a little incentive to get that early application started. So we need requirements for application are a completed application, transcripts, and either your SAT, ACT, or your test optional option. So we are test optional. So if you do want to be test optional, we just ask that you write a 1-page paper about yourself, take it whichever way you'd like. If you do have letters of recommendation, that will only help you. We will look at anything that you send us. Everyone at St. Vincent does get a merit-based scholarship from us, right? And our scholarships range from $17,500 at the low end to $29,500 at the high end. We do offer full rides or full tuition-based scholarships, and that is our WIMR scholarship tuition program. So students who qualify for this tuition, they take an exam. It's about a 4-hour test. It doesn't cost anything to the individual, and then the exam receives tuition, room, and board paid for, and the 2nd through 5th place winners receive tuition paid for in full. So we do have a lot of connections into the workforce. So all of our faculty have PhDs, and they hold some positions in the field, or they currently work in the field. So there's a lot of connections when you're trying to get internships or get your foot in the door to that next step, that next level. Sorry. But students who go on to law school from at the end of their St. Vincent experience, 81% of those students have passed that MCAT test on the first try. We do have a very good turnaround rate. So 98% of students that graduate from St. Vincent do receive a job or further their education within 6 months of graduation. So we do have a little turnover rate there. I encourage you to visit us. I am your counselor for the territory, so please, if you have any questions, concerns, I would like to talk to you in depth about any questions you might have. I know this was a lot of information that I threw at you at once, and I'm sorry. I wish I had a little bit more time so I could go in depth on a few pieces, but there's my email, my number, so please do not hesitate to contact me with any questions or concerns. Thank you. I will leave my email and number in the chat, and I will be in the breakout room after.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Gary, for sharing that information. Now I'm going to encourage all of my colleagues to turn on their cameras, and we've got just a few minutes, so we're going to do a round robin with all of the colleges. I've got a general question here, and I'd like us to answer in the order that we presented in, but what advice do you have for students that are going through the college search process? So we'll start with Amber at Shenandoah University. Amber, what advice do you have for students that might be starting to go through the college search process?
The biggest advice that I would probably give is to utilize your resources. A lot of people are kind of afraid to ask questions. They want to, feel like they have it all together and they know everything, but that's what counselors are for. We're here to help you. Even if you choose not to attend our university, like our job is to help you find the college that's best for you and to utilize your resources. So definitely reach out to counselors and ask them for assistance.
Great advice. How about you, Jordan? What advice do you have?
Yeah, I would say don't be afraid to look at schools you don't think are going to be a good fit. So if you're only looking at small schools, don't be afraid to look at a bigger school. You don't know what it's going to be like until you're on campus. So put yourself out there, see what it's actually like.
Excellent. How about you, John? Advice that you have for students going through the search process?
I would echo much of the same, but ultimately make sure that you are selecting a wide variety of schools that cater to all of your needs and that you don't limit yourself to one specific environment.
Excellent. Marquita?
Visit. That's my best advice. Get out there and visit the schools that you're interested in. Over the weekend, I had the opportunity to test drive some new SUVs that I was interested in. And once I got in that SUV, I realized, yeah, no, this is not for me. And I believe that's going to happen. Once you go out and visit those schools that you may be interested in, you might find that it is for you. You may find that it's not. So it's all about finding the fit and what works for you.
Great advice. How about you, Maggie?
I think my best advice would be to talk to the professors at the universities you're interested in if you get the chance to, and ask them those specific questions about that program and what they can do for you in terms of after graduation. Find out where students that were in that same program are now, and if they're going to the types of places, into the types of jobs and graduate programs that you're interested in going into yourself.
Absolutely. And Gary, some advice.
Use your resources. You do have a school counselor, a guidance counselor. You have me. You have all these lovely panelists here. Do not be afraid to just ask those questions. I know that teachers may say that there are dumb questions in the classroom, but there are no dumb questions in admission. So please do not hesitate to ask any questions. We'll be happy to answer them.
Absolutely. A reminder on this process, these folks that are giving these presentations, these are your contact people for their institution, for your school most often. So these are the people that you can go to ask those questions. We encourage you to continue staying in touch with your admission counselors from these institutions. And you can do so in the breakout rooms that we are having after today's session. I'm going to throw in the chat right now that breakout room space, but you can also go to strivescan.com/Chester County and find that breakout room space. All of these admission representatives are going to leave this Zoom webinar and join that Zoom meeting space for a few minutes so you can chat one-on-one if you have any more specific questions, or if you just want to pop by and say hi. That's a great opportunity to continue having those conversations. As you close this window, a very quick 4-question survey will appear. So we do ask for your feedback on this 6x6 session. We do encourage you to join the breakout rooms for the next 15 minutes, but then there's a B session and a C session with different institutions presenting over the next 2 hours. So we want you to take advantage of all of the colleges presenting for this college fair tonight. And as I mentioned, we are recording all of these sessions, and the recordings can be found at strivescan.com/Chester County. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. We'll see you all in those breakout rooms in that additional space, strivescan.com/Chester County, and have a great and safe evening. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.